Welcome to Lesson 24 of Numerical Reasoning. Today we're going to look at ratios. A ratio is a way of comparing two or more values. The different values are separated by a colon or the word to. So if there are 4 apples, 3 oranges and 1 banana in a fruit bowl, we can write the ratio of apples to oranges to bananas as 4 is to 3 is to 1. Ratios are always written in their lowest terms. So, if in a fruit bowl there are 8 apples, 4 oranges and 2 bananas, the ratio 8 to 4 to 2 must be simplified. So we need to work out what number goes into 8 and 4 and 2, which is 2. Therefore, I divide each number in the ratio by 2. This gives the correct ratio of 4 is to 2 is to 1. Ratios can be converted to fractions by putting the part over the total or the sum of the parts. So if there are 4 apples, 3 oranges and 1 banana in a fruit bowl, we've already determined the ratio is 4 to 3 to 1. Now if we want to know the fraction of oranges in the fruit bowl, for any fraction, as you can see in the bottom right hand corner, we have the selected number of parts over the total number of parts. So for the fraction of oranges, I look at the part of the ratio that relates to oranges, which is the 3, and that is my numerator or my top number. To work out my denominator or bottom number, I then need to add the parts of the ratio together. 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 1 is 8, giving a total of 8. So my denominator or bottom number is 8. So the fraction of oranges in the fruit bowl is 3 over 8, or 3/8. That is the 3 from the part of the ratio that refers to oranges, and the 8 from the sum of the parts of the ratio. Section 2. Ratio problems. Ratios are in direct proportion to the amounts. So, whatever we multiply or divide one part by, to the other parts we do exactly the same. To work out the multiplier, we can work out the total number of parts in the ratio and compare to the total. Let's look at a couple of examples. Example 1. The label of a squash bottle says to add 1 part squash to 4 parts water. That is a ratio of 1 to 4. If there is 60 millilitres of squash left in the bottle, how much water should be added? Well, we know the ratio is 1 to 4. And I know the squash part is 60. To go from 1 to 60, I multiply by 60. Whatever I do to one side of the ratio, to the other side I do exactly the same. So I'm going to multiply both sides of the ratio by 60. 4 times 6 is 24, so 4 times 60 is 240. Therefore, 240 millilitres of water needs to be added. Example 2. A recipe mixes flour and butter in the ratio 7 to 5. If we make 360 grams in total, how much butter do we need? Well, my ratio is 7 to 5, giving a total number of parts of 12. Now I know my total is 360. To go from 12 to 360, I multiply by 30. 12 times 3 is 36, so 12 times 30 is 360. So I need to multiply each part of the ratio by 30. 7 times 30 is 210, and 5 times 30 is 150. Now in our ratio, flour was first and butter second. So I will use 210 grams of flour and 150 grams of butter. Therefore, 150 grams of butter is needed. Section 3. Maps and scales. One common use of ratios is in maps and scale drawings. In these questions, you do not need to convert the measurements to the same units as you do with other ratio questions. If the scale on a map is 3 centimetres to 8 kilometres, then every 3 centimetres on the map will represent 8 kilometres. Let's look at some examples. Example 1. The scale on a map is 3 centimetres to 8 kilometres. If the distance travelled on the map measures 27 centimetres, how far have they travelled? Well, my scale is 3 centimetres to 8 kilometres. The distance on the map is 27 centimetres. To go from 3 to 27, I multiply by 9. If I multiply one side by 9, to the other side I do exactly the same. So I'm multiplying both sides by 9. 8 times 9 is 72, so they have travelled 72 kilometres. My scale and my units stay the same. I'm simply multiplying both sides by the same amount. So my distance increases by the same amount. Example 2. A plan is drawn for a chicken coop. On the plan, the run is 8 foot long. The scale is 1 centimetre to 2 feet. What will the length of the run measure on the plan? Well, my scale is 1 centimetre to 2 feet. I know the actual length is 8 foot. To go from 2 to 8, I multiply by 4. Whatever I do to one side of the ratio, to the other, I do exactly the same. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 4. 1 times 4 is 4, so the run will measure 4 centimetres on the plan. Example 3. A plan is drawn for a bookcase. On the plan, the bookcase measures 14 centimetres. What scale has been used? Well, both measurements are in centimetres, so we can drop the units. My scale will be plan to bookcase, which is 14 to 63. But you will remember that ratios are always in their lowest terms. So I need to simplify. What goes into 14 and 63? 7 does. So I'm going to divide both sides by 7. This gives me a scale of 2 to 9. Final section. Hidden ratios. Some questions do not mention ratio or scale, but the easiest way to do them is by creating a ratio. To do this, we make the smallest quantity 1, but then multiply as necessary so that all numbers are whole. Let's look at a couple of examples. Example 1. Amy is 5 times younger than her mother, who is half the age of Amy's great-grandmother. Their total ages are 160. How old is Amy's great-grandmother? First, work out the ratio. Amy is the youngest, so she will be 1. Her mother is 5 times older, so it will be 5. And her grandmother is twice as old again, so it will be 10. This gives the ratio 1 to 5 to 10. The sum of the parts is 16. 1 plus 5 plus 10 is 16. We know the total number of ages is 160. To go from 16 to 160, I multiply by 10. So I need to multiply each number in the ratio by 10. This gives me 10 to 50 to 100. Amy is 10, her mother is 50, and her great-grandmother is 100. So her great-grandmother is 100 years old. Example 2. In an hour, Katrina spends twice as long playing the piano as she does eating. How long does she spend playing the piano? Well, the ratio of piano to eating is 2 to 1, giving a total number of parts of 3. Now I know in an hour is 60 minutes, so my total time is 60. To go from 3 to 60, I multiply by 20, so I need to multiply each of the parts by 20. Therefore, she spends 40 minutes playing the piano and 20 minutes eating. So my answer is 40 minutes.